Hi, Kim. It is great to have you back again. We've spoken previously and shared some of your testimony. Now, one of the things we didn't dig into deeply last time we spoke was the actual experience you had with the Holy Spirit during a specific encounter evening. So this is one of the church evening services. Can you share a little bit about that evening, this specific evening that you've shared in your testimony with me, and how the Holy Spirit impacted you and what happened on that night?
Yeah. So that was in October last year. I remember I was debating whether I should go to the service in the evening, because I went to the church in the morning and I was planning to go in again in the evening. But just before I went, there was this something inside. Something told me that I'm a fake Christian. You know, why do you go to church twice a day? But anyway, I ignored that and I went. And so during the worship, and just after that, Rob gave me some words. So he said that. So he gave me two words. So one is that God is my defender, and which is relevant because at that night I was battling basically with not going to church, and lots of things in my head. And at the same time, he also said, the song "Faithful One," which was basically what Elaine said to me in my first prophecy appointment a couple of months back. So that happened, and then during sort of the minister time at the end of the service, so Rob came and offered to pray for me, which obviously I welcomed, and then when he started to pray for me, I just felt quite strange sensations, and then my eyes I felt like I need to shut my eyes quite tight, and I think they were blinking, and then I need to shut them quite tightly. And then slowly, gradually, my right shoulder started to move, just voluntarily, and then that then proceeded into my my right knee felt weak, and then after that, it's progressed into sort of stamping of my right leg. And then I think somebody else came and prayed for me as well. And I just carried on for a while, for about maybe half an hour. And I was tearful, and I know I'm quite self-conscious. I know it must look a bit weird. It's my first experience. I have not really seen. I haven't really seen with my eyes like people experiencing that, to be honest. But to experience that, I know is supernatural. So I kind of just let it happen. And then in the end, I felt
so this is something that you allowed, or your body was doing, that you allowed to happen, basically.
Yeah. I was just, my body.
And you were comfortable with that. And what was the feeling while this was going on? You said obviously there's a little bit of self-consciousness that.
Yeah, that's right. But I know the Holy Spirit is working in me, so I'll let him do his work. I don't want to stop whatever he's trying to do in me.
Yeah.
So I let it be. The self-conscious, I can, I can live with that. But but I did notice people starting to pack up. I still have this awareness of what is going on around me. So I know people started to pack up. So I felt like, I need to stop. I need to stop. And so I kind of just, stop it. And even though I was still trembling. I wasn't really walking. My foot was not very. Footsteps were a bit just all over the place. And I went to the kitchen and I felt quite cold. It was October, but I just felt extremely cold and chilled. And when I came out of the church, my teeth started to chatter. I was chattering, and I just got into my car, and suddenly, as soon as I got into my car, I have this strange, started to make strange sounds. And my immediate reaction was, is this speaking in tongues? I mean, I heard about it, and I seen some people speak in tongues in the church and things like that. And then I remember that actually just the day before, on a Saturday, I went to Leamington Spa to meet up with a friend. She's visiting the country, so she's a childhood friend. We were just talking about life in general, and I shared with her that I've come to the church, and this is a different church to what I used to in Malaysia. And so I was asking her about, or whether this speaking in tongues and healing, prophecy, this kind of business, are they okay? Are they, are they legitimate? Are they safe?
Yeah.
So I was just exploring like those questions with her, and then she started to tell me that they have that, as well, and then she's doing that as well, and she started to share with me, almost in a way that I felt like, actually, it's a kind of God is preparing a way for me for what is going to happen the next day, because my friend actually told me, like, if don't block it consciously or subconsciously when it happens. Just let it be, just let it flow. So I just remember that that conversation with her. And as I pulled up my car, and then I saw Rob by the gate. I was excited. I told him, and then he said, "Oh, carry on. Just carry on." So I was speaking in tongues when I was driving home, and I did think whether it's okay to do that. But it's all right, because I didn't get into any accident. But anyway, so I,
So you're still in control.
Yes, I was still in control. That's right. I drove home, and then I carried on at home for another hour or so. I can't remember now. But for quite some time afterwards.
And this was just so what was this coming out of your mouth? It was I mean, was this another language that you'd recognize, or that you would think was the language on earth? Is this a language that is completely from elsewhere, completely from heaven? Is this, what do you think?
It's not a language. It's barely a repetitive, like, sound syllabus. I just keep repeating it, and then I change another syllabus. So it's not a language, I don't think. So I would say it's because it's so spontaneous, and I have no control over what I'm saying, what is going on, like my tongue, and so I would like to think that is the language of heaven. I mean, it didn't happen for quite some time after that experience. So for about seven months or so, I never experienced that again, like speaking in tongues and things like that. And only started to experience that again recently. And just a few weeks ago, I started to experience that a bit more frequently in my prayer time at home.
Wonderful. Yeah, I don't think it's something that will leave you. That's something that God's placed beside you, and it's exciting. It's an exciting gift. I'm so pleased for you, Kim. Thank you again so much for sharing, for being so open, and for sharing your experience. I'm sure there are people who will benefit greatly from hearing what's happened with you, for seeing the joy on your face, and hearing that joy in your voice, and bless you. God bless you, and thank you ever so much for sharing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.